We'll begin today with some scheduling announcements for President Trump.
Yeah. Yo, that looks like it's made of cake, and then this is all like fucking candy
canes.
I like Caroline Levitt, but what the fuck is this shirt, man?
Come on, that's wild.
Live.
All right, welcome to another episode of Intellectual Dummies. We are live here at the studio.
I'm glad you got a kick out of that.
I don't know why that was funny, but it was. We got another episode of Intellectual Dummies. That's a lie. I mean, we do.
Fuck it, we're live.
Every week. We're going to start things out with some rando reels, episode 9. Watch some fails, have some laughs. Then we'll move on to some politics a little later on. I'm your host, Luke. This is my co-host, Paul.
What up? Still trying to figure things out. That's all. Don't mind me.
And if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. We get a lot of views. So just give us a like. Just give us a follow, and then you can unfollow us later if you don't like it. You know, show us some love.
All right, so I'll just lead the way.
Right.
So for this week in politics, we are going to focus first on the government shutdown.
Okay.
Well, no, first we're going to focus on fraud. I guess there was discovery about the homeless situation and how much money they ended up, the government ended up fucking scamming everybody.
Oh, in California?
Yeah, new evidence came. So we'll watch a quick little press conference on that. Then we'll focus on the shutdown. And then at the end, we will be looking at the No Kings protests.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so first let's start with the fraud press conference. Let me just boom.
What is it, like $24 billion to end homelessness? Gavin Newsom was saying.
Well, dude, it was like in 2019, he said all we need is friggin' $20 billion, and now in 2025, he's like all we need is $10 billion.
Yeah.
It's like and nothing. It's only gotten worse. Yeah. All right, here we go. So this is let's see. Justice Department announces arrest in misuse of homeless funds.
Of the Homeless Fraud and Corruption Task Force to get to the bottom of where billions of California tax dollars intended to solve homelessness ended up. California has spent more than $24 billion over the last 5 years with little to no progress in solving our homelessness epidemic. California state officials failed to provide meaningful oversight over the individuals who received most of these funds, and they had little to no answers to the public's demand for accountability. Well, that accountability starts today. Today we are announcing significant developments into our investigation. We're making public 2 criminal cases relating to 2 separate real estate developers who were involved in misappropriating millions of state funds intended to combat homelessness. This morning, federal agents arrested Cody Holmes, a 31-year-old Beverly Hills resident and the former CFO of Shangri-La
Honestly, I tried the new bearskin hoodie, and here's the truth.
You know, I'm using I have to say I'm using your account and I'm getting ads.
That's not
Okay, first things first,
cool.
this fleece is thick. It's made
Industries.
Yeah, because I mean, as you see, it's the intellectual dummies up here in the corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did notice that, but I didn't at first. But I was like, oh, maybe there's something up. I'm surprised that happened again.
Downtown LA-based developer of affordable housing for defrauding the Home Key program that is administered by the state of California. The program awarded grant money, which included federal tax dollars, for specific projects to convert motels into housing for the homeless and to operate the units. By April of 2022, Shangri-La Industries, where Holmes was the CFO, had co-applied with multiple California cities to convert numerous properties in California, including a location in Thousand Oaks. The state asked for proof that the company had the financial capacity to build all the projects. In response, Holmes and Shangri-La knowingly submitted fake bank statements which claimed to show that developer had about $160 million on deposit. Not only were the bank statements fake, our investigation shows that Shangri-La and its affiliates had nowhere near the amount of money they claimed they had in the fake bank statements. The state agency ultimately paid nearly $26 million directly to the developer for the Thousand Oaks project. Even though the developer received all the money from the state, the developer did not complete the construction of the Thousand Oaks project. Instead, our investigation has showed that at least $2.2 million was diverted to pay Mr. Holmes' American Express bill, which includes purchases at luxury retailers. Essentially, he stole the money. In a separate case, a federal grand jury on Wednesday returned a 9-count superseding indictment against Stephen Taylor, a 44-year-old Brentwood real estate agent or developer, charging him with defrauding lenders. In December of 2023, Taylor misleadingly told a lender he intended to renovate and use a property in the affluent community of Cheviot Hills for himself. In truth, Taylor had already contracted to sell the property, which he acquired for only $11 million fraudulently, to Weingart, a homeless housing developer that purchased the property for a whopping $27 million in a transaction that was hidden from the victim lender and others. That money used to purchase the property was purchased with City of LA and the Home Key Fund money. The investigations that led to the Holmes arrest and Taylor indictment are just the beginning. We will continue to go where the evidence takes us. I stress that these charges in the complaint and the indictment are allegations, and they must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. We are tracking billions of dollars of public money coming into our 7-county district that is intended to be going to address homelessness. Too often, this money has been wasted, mismanaged, or outright stolen. We are focused on the organizations and entities that are the recipients of these funds, and we will be seeking charges against anyone who steals this money or misrepresents how it's being used. This also includes public officials who may have enriched themselves at taxpayers' expenses, contributing to the fraud that we're seeing. We're looking at everyone. If you steal money or allow it to be stolen, we will find you and we will prosecute you. If anyone in the public has information concerning the misuse of homelessness funds, we encourage you to report it to tips.fbi.gov. I want to thank our law enforcement partners, including the FBI and the IRS, who you will hear from shortly, for their efforts in this. Together, we will get to the bottom of these cases and we will punish wrongdoers. I now turn the podium over to Akil Davis with the FBI office.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep. I mean, we all knew it was happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, conservatives have been saying this for years. there's videos of Gavin Newsom, and I'm fairly certain that the number was $24 billion to end homelessness. They got it, and I mean, nothing's happened. I mean, let's get real. And it's weird because you got countries like Australia. Australia doesn't have homeless people. So what are they doing?
Australia doesn't have any homeless people?
No, they all go somewhere.
They get fed to the fucking sharks and saltwater crocodiles, bro.
I know.
Yeah. They tie them up and throw them into that fucking rainforest or whatever they got there.
I mean, we need something like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there needs to be a strategy to just, I don't know, get them some work programs or get them to mental institutions, whatever it may be.
I think in Japan, like what they do with homeless people is like you literally can become like a government like slave in a way.
Yeah.
Like they'll put you like you'll live in one of those like one room like things they have, you know, those like one room tubes or whatever.
Yeah.
And like your job is the guy who like sweeps the sidewalks.
Yeah,
you know
I've actually heard that before.
Yeah, because like you know how they're big with cleanliness, so like you'll just get paid whatever wage, so walk around, sweep the sidewalks, and you can live in your little tube apartment.
Yeah,
and that's just how they do it, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, hey, let's do that. Let's do that.
Something like that. Yeah, something.
Good morning. My name is Akil Davis. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. As the acting United States Attorney discussed, we're here today to share recent investigative successes that led to charges of individuals who have exploited the homelessness crisis for personal gain at the expense of California taxpayers. In the case of Cody Holmes, he was arrested this morning by FBI and IRS agents. Additionally, several search warrants were served in Beverly Hills and Century City in support of this investigation.
Yeah, but he stole like $2 million.
Financial officer of Shangri-La Industries, as was discussed.
Yeah, I mean that is a drop in the bucket because how much did he get again? Like, would you say 20 billion?
Let me see if I can Google it, but it was in the billions, easy.
Yeah, like Google, like what was the original proposal or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going while you look.
Yeah.
Holmes submitted records and manufactured accounts in order to obtain millions of dollars in grant money from the California Department of Housing and Community Development. Holmes allegedly transferred this money to himself and used it to fund his luxurious lifestyle. In the second case, the United States Attorney's Office filed additional charges against Stephen Taylor, who utilized fake bank statements and lied to lenders in order to obtain loans and lines of credit for his real estate business in high-end neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Taylor's actions not only misled banks, but also took advantage of the city and state's efforts to combat the homelessness crisis.
Oh, shit, another commercial.
That's bullshit.
Both of these cases, defendants took advantage of funds allocated to assist some of the most vulnerable people in society who are already without a home, some of whom may be suffering from a myriad of conditions, including addiction. This is not a victimless crime, as the millions of dollars lost could have been used for housing the homeless or other local priorities funded by California taxpayers. The FBI is committed to the Homelessness Task Force to find perpetrators of this insidious fraud and build cases to hold offenders accountable in court. It is my hope that these charges we're announcing today send a clear message to others who may be contemplating similar criminal behavior. I'll repeat again, we need the public's help in identifying offenders. If you have knowledge of this type of fraud, please reach out to tips.fbi.gov, or you could call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Thank you. I will now turn it over to Special Agent in Charge, Tyler Hatcher of the IRS.
Okay, real quick, pause it.
All
Good
right,
morning, everyone. I'm Tyler Hatcher.
Some of the key funding figures over the last 8 years, it looks like. Oh, a little less than that. 2018 to 2023, the state of California spent about $24 billion on homelessness and housing programs. In one recent round, Newsom announced over $827 million in new state grants to local communities, 37 regions, to create housing, shelter, and support for people experiencing homelessness. In 2024, Newsom announced $131 million allocated to 18 cities. 2023 to 2024, the budget included $672 million in housing and homelessness related spending solutions. It has been reported that California has allocated more than $20 billion towards alleviating the state's homelessness crisis since Newsom took office in 2019. So those are just some numbers. And hasn't gotten better.
No,
Go to Hollywood Boulevard.
it's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
I'm the special agent in charge of IRS criminal investigation here in Los Angeles. As mentioned, we're here to talk about the criminal complaint against Cody Holmes and the indictment against Stephen Taylor and several search warrants that were executed over the last several days. While these investigations are separate and unrelated, it is just the beginning of federal law enforcement holding criminals accountable for their greed. The city and county of Los Angeles have been plagued by deficient programs set up to address homelessness. Businessmen, realtors, developers, and others have taken advantage of local, state, and federal programs aimed at helping vulnerable citizens. This unchecked fraud stops today. While these cases are separate and unrelated, they share some commonalities. Both Holmes and Taylor provided fraudulent documents and bank statements to execute their fraud. Hundreds of millions of dollars are at stake here. Mr. Holmes, the CFO of Shangri-La Industries, used home key grant funds administered by the California Department of Housing and Community Development, or the HCD, to line his own pockets after calling for those funds through false means. Our investigation with the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office has shown a small aspect of the fraud, but there will be more to come. Mr. Taylor similarly used fraudulent means to hide real estate transactions, which benefited him by inflating the property purchase by about $16 million. The complaint, indictment, and search warrants executed over the last several days illustrates our commitment to the citizens of California.
Man, how are you gonna steal
We will continue to work
homeless
tirelessly
people?
to ensure their hard.
Like, really, dude?
Well, technically, you're not stealing from them. You're just stealing the funds that are going to help them.
Yeah.
It wasn't really their money, right?
Yeah.
Hard-earned tax dollars are spent how and where they were intended without criminals lining their pockets. My office with the FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office looks forward to fulfilling promises that we made through the Homelessness Task Force. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a couple questions now. Yes, sir.
You reported with the LA Times. You had said, at least I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, that Mr. Taylor hid the $11.2 billion transaction.
Oh.
What distinguishes Indian food?
Fucking bullshit.
For everyone who's wondering, Luke pays for YouTube Premium, so
Yeah.
we shouldn't be getting commercials right now.
Well, did he hide that transaction from Weingart and from the city?
That is an active investigation. Yes.
I just want to clarify then on Tyler, has he been detained or arrested?
He's already been arrested. He was indicted on unrelated charges a month ago. Similar conduct for submitting forged or fraudulent documents to lenders. Yesterday, the grand jury superseded that indictment to add these specific allegations.
And just to clarify, Project Home Key, we refer to that pool of money.
Yeah.
My memory is that's connected to money the state gave for housing during the pandemic.
It is money the state has given over the last few years to combat homelessness, and it's
Okay,
distributed
I
often
can't really
through
hear
local
this guy's
municipalities.
questions.
So,
I
Hold
think
on.
we got the gist.
Okay, but yeah, I mean they're starting to catch people for the corruption, plain and simple.
I'm glad. I mean, this was a Democratic president. I don't think that this would be happening.
Oh, it definitely wouldn't be happening. Let's face
Definitely
that.
wouldn't be.
All right, so next we're going to move on to the shutdown, and we're just going to focus on Caroline Levitt's last press briefing.
Okay, let me just fill my drink. I'll be right back.
Okay, and I'll sit here live and I guess, I don't know, put some music on or something? Like, what am I supposed to do now? See, this is what Luke does to me. He just, like, leaves me here.
I'm back.
Oh, okay, great.
I just had to get some tea.
Some tea?
Yeah.
Is that iced tea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. Caroline Levitt. This is her last press briefing, where she focuses on the shutdown, then she also takes questions.
I apologize for my tardiness today, so let's get right to it. We'll begin today with some scheduling announcements for President Trump.
Yeah. Yo, that looks like it's made of cake, and then this is all like fucking candy
canes.
I like Caroline Levitt, but what the fuck is this shirt, man?
Come on, that's wild.
Upcoming trip to Asia. Tomorrow night at 11.
It looks like it's uncomfortable, like that uncomfortable, like woolly fabric.
That's someone who's like 80 years old would wear that.
Yeah, like look at the size of the buttons too.
Yeah, she needs like a
11
big
p.m.
white sun hat with that.
Yeah.
The president will depart the White House to fly to Malaysia, where he will arrive on Sunday morning local time. It's a long flight. President Trump will participate in a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Malaysia in the afternoon, and then he will attend the ASEAN Leaders Working Dinner that evening. On Monday morning local time, the president will fly to Tokyo. Tuesday morning local time, President Trump will participate in a bilateral meeting with the new Prime Minister of Japan. On Wednesday morning local
time. The Japanese, did we talk about that? How they elected that woman who's like super conservative?
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about it, but I've been reading about it.
Oh yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, I didn't realize Japan had problems with immigration. So I guess this was just a UN order. Like, yo, you guys all gotta every country has to take Muslim immigrants, and now every country has a Muslim problem.
Yeah, I know. Every populace in the fucking world, dude. In Ireland right now, they're just stopping anybody who's fucking brown and harassing them.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's what it's getting to.
Yeah, I mean, these are homogeneous nations. I mean, it's different here because we're not homogeneous, so we don't see it. You know what I'm saying? We might hear about it and read about it, but we don't see it because when we see a brown person, I mean, brown people have always been in America, but like Ireland, London, you know,
Sweden, that's another one now.
Germany, France, you know,
and they're all electing far right candidates now.
Yeah, I know.
Like the whole world is taking a right turn, which is wild, you know.
Yeah, Italy.
Local time, the president will fly to Busan. A bilateral meeting with the President of the Republic of Korea, deliver keynote remarks at the APEC CEO luncheon, and then participate in a U.S. APEC Leaders Working Dinner. On Thursday morning local time, President Trump will participate in a bilateral meeting with President Xi of the People's Republic of China before departing to return home to Washington, D.C. On Thursday night, upon arrival in Washington, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump will participate in Halloween at the White House, where they will welcome law enforcement, military, and foster families. And I know many of us look forward to that. In other news, we are now on day 23 of the Democrat government shutdown. Yeah. Senate Democrats have voted 12.
Also, too, I mean, I could bring it in, but I mean, CNN did a poll recently where it shows Trump's approval rating is still high and everyone's blaming the Democrats for the shutdown.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the Democrats. I mean, there's no other way to paint it out.
Yeah, there really is no other way.
I haven't even heard something different. Like it's the Republicans. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Separate times now to keep the government closed. Innocent Americans are suffering every day as a result. More than 500,000 civilian federal employees will miss a full paycheck tomorrow. Thousands of small business loans are going unapproved each month. This means almost $4 billion in capital is being withheld from small businesses across the country. The Democrat shutdown is
Yeah, I was even watching this morning a press conference with like the head of like air traffic control, and I guess like friggin' the pilots are pretty much working for free.
Yeah, no, they are. The FAA, everyone, all those people that like watch the airplanes and land them and whatever, I forget what their names are, but air traffic controllers, yeah, they're all working for free. I mean, a lot of them are cashing in on those sick days.
Yeah.
And I heard that's a big problem.
Yeah, that's a problem because they're cashing in on sick days, or the ones that are coming into work. I guess they're gonna get back pay once things go back on, but they're working for free right now.
Well, yeah, and it sucks because they still have mortgages to pay. Mm-hmm. Like the bills don't stop. I mean, if anything, they're going to be hit with fees for late fees, and I mean, I hope they got money to fall back on, but I mean, that just sucks, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's also causing severe impacts at airports across the country.
Oh, okay.
In one single day this week, the FAA had to issue ground stops impacting flights at Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport and Hobby Airport. 13,000 air traffic controllers who ensure that we all fly safely are continuing to work without pay. This is egregious and truly sad. Some of them are reportedly being forced to turn to driving for Uber and taking on other second jobs to make ends meet as the Democrats continue to shut down the government. Pilots are calling on Democrats to end this dangerous political game. The president of the Southwest Airlines Pilot Association called for the clean continuing resolution to be passed, saying, quote, "Our air traffic controllers and the broader air traffic system are already operating under immense pressure. A government shutdown only compounds that stress and threatens the efficiency of our skies." The Airline Pilots Association International, which represents more than 80,000 pilots, is sounding the alarm as well. They said this shutdown is undermining our system's safety. Resources are stretched thin, negotiations are delayed, and strain grows daily. With the Thanksgiving holiday approaching, we are nearing the busiest travel period of the entire year, when millions of Americans will go to airports to spend time with their loved ones. Let us be very clear from
they need to cancel their flights. If you are dumb enough to go to an airport right now where they're shorthanded and they're working for free, if you thought flights were going to be delayed before, they're going to be delayed now.
Yeah, absolutely.
The White House today. If the Democrats continue to keep the government closed, we fear there will be significant flight delays, disruptions, and cancellations in major airports across the country this holiday season. If Democrats continue to shut down the government, they will also be shutting down American air travel. The White House is in constant communication with the air traffic controllers, with the airline associations, and with them, we urge Democrats to please pass the continuing resolution so we can just end this madness and this chaos and reopen the government. These are very avoidable consequences. The unnecessary pain, unfortunately, does not end there. Funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, which provides food benefits to low-income families, is beginning to lapse this week in some states. If Democrats continue to hold Americans hostage, there will not be enough funds to provide SNAP benefits for more than 40 million Americans on November 1st. That is next week. Democrats are solely responsible for all of...
let's face it, all the people on SNAP benefits are going to blame the Republicans, right?
Yeah, no, it's so true. I know.
This unnecessary pain. Why are they doing it? To give taxpayer-funded healthcare benefits to illegal aliens, some of whom are violent criminals. During the 4 years of Joe Biden's administration, the Democrats forced Border Patrol to admit illegal aliens into our country with no legal status and minimal screening. A significant number of these individuals are the worst of the worst criminals: rapists, pedophiles, murderers, and even members of the terrorist watch list. Despite having no legal status, paroled aliens were able to file for work authorization, receive Social Security numbers, and access other benefits like Medicaid that are meant for Americans. Since I've found many in this room to repeatedly deny the reality that Democrats gave Medicaid benefits to illegals, and they continue to seek to do just that, I've brought a few verified examples for you today. These are examples of some of the illegals who received Medicaid benefits under President Biden's leadership, and this is what Democrats are wanting to do. This is why they are continuing to keep the government closed. An illegal alien from Laos was arrested for murder, robbery, and felony possession of a firearm. An illegal alien from Guatemala who was arrested for rape and burglary. An illegal alien from El Salvador who was arrested for strangulation, DUI, and burglary. An illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested for attempted murder.
Looking to get jacked, man, boy?
Damn. Yeah, I mean, we've seen a million of these cases. I mean, down here at the Cape, there was a rapist above a daycare or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Democrats' open border policies allowed these threats into our country, and then they provided them with free health care. The president and Republicans, through the One Big Beautiful Bill, implemented a common sense reform to end this fraudulent scheme. But that's why the Democrats are continuing to shut down the federal government. They are trying to reverse this and restore taxpayer-funded health care for illegal aliens like these. Throughout this shutdown, Democrats have said this quiet part out loud. Senator Chuck Schumer, the leader of the caucus that is refusing to open the government, said, quote, "Every day gets better as the shutdown continues." Ask the air traffic controllers if every day is getting better, Senator Schumer, and they will tell
Caroline Levitt's coming with receipts.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. House Democrat Catherine Clark said, "There are going to be families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility seriously, but this is one of the few leverage points that we have." Here is
It's not a leverage point.
Yeah, it's definitely not a leverage point, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Admitting that
look what we're doing to our own people. You know, like
who are suffering as political leverage. And Senator Bernie Sanders said, "If you reopen the government, we lose our leverage." This is pure.
Yeah, fight the oligarchy.
Yeah.
If we reopen the government, we lose our leverage.
Partisan games. A senior Democrat aide said the party will not end the shutdown, quote, "short of planes falling out of the sky." That is truly a disturbing statement. The Democrats clearly don't care about this suffering. They care about playing political games against President Trump, and this dangerous charade needs to end. The president and Republicans' position has been clear and unchanged. Pass a clean, nonpartisan funding bill to reopen the government. And then we can talk about all of the partisan issues that the Democrats wish to. If you're watching at home, we urge you to call your Democrat senators and tell them to put our country over their party and reopen the government today. Here in our
we're live, Lucas. You can't.
Yeah. Tell them to do it. I'm not going to do it. I am encouraging them to kill themselves. That makes it any better.
I mean, that doesn't make it any better, but whatever.
Start us off for our Q&A today. Thank you for being here.
Two questions, if I may, Caroline. First is...
Hold on, let me get the closed caption on just so we can... Boom.
Watch, we're going to get famous in 10 years and this fucking clip is going to get pulled.
Yep, it's going to...
The view is going to talk about it for a fucking hour.
Yeah, 5 years from now when we have a good channel, this is going to get us fucking demonetized and fucking...
I know.
Extensions until the government reopens. If and when that happens, what does the president think should be, or what are his plans for preventing rising healthcare costs for Americans?
It's a very good question, and I'll leave that to the president to negotiate that when Democrats vote to reopen the government. When it comes to lowering healthcare costs, the president is deeply committed to this. It's why he has spent so much time and effort negotiating with Big Pharma to lower the healthcare costs of prescription drugs. All of you have been in the Oval Office for multiple different announcements. We've had these most favored nations deals with these large pharmaceutical companies committing to lowering drug costs in this country. So it's something the president wants to do. And Brittany, one more point. I'll just point out the irony in Democrats holding the government and the American public hostage over a healthcare system that they created. The healthcare system was called Obamacare. Why? Because Democrats and President Obama implemented. And Republicans...
Well, it was called the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, and wasn't it supposed to lower premiums, which it didn't?
Honestly, it was so long ago, I don't remember what it was supposed to do.
It was supposed to at least do that, and it didn't.
All I know is now I'm pretty sure, because like in you know, we live in Massachusetts and we have Mass Health, so we would always get fined if we didn't have health care to begin with. But I think with Obamacare, now like everyone who doesn't have health care gets fined.
Yeah, everyone in the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but they caused it, and now they want to shut down the government to fix it. We need to open the government, and then we can have these very important conversations about healthcare.
And the second, on H-1Bs and foreign students, during the campaign, President Trump said he wanted to make it easier for foreign students to work at U.S. companies, staple a green card to every diploma. But the changes from several agencies now on H-1Bs are adding more obstacles to that. The administration is being sued over those changes. Can you explain the changes in the president's thinking on H-1Bs?
Administration will fight these lawsuits in court. The president's main priority has always been to put American workers first, and also to strengthen our visa system. We know for far too long the H-1B visa system has been spammed with fraud, basically, and that's driven down American wages. So the president wants to refine this system, which is part of the reason he implemented these new policies. These actions are lawful, they are necessary, and we'll continue to fight this battle in court. Garrett.
Oh. Well, you get the gist of that anyway.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit that they want health care for illegals.
Yeah, I don't know why Democrats work so hard for people that aren't even supposed to be here.
Because it's their voters.
Yeah, I mean, I think Texas, I just read a news article today that Texas found thousands of illegals on their voter rolls. But it's just wild to me. It's wild to me that Democrats aren't like, wait a minute, why are we fighting so hard for illegals?
Because they're the voters.
Sympathy, but like, come on now, you know.
Yeah, but they're the voters. They get counted in the census, which helps with redistricting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why they want them here. That's why they're fighting so hard for them.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, our next clip, Lucas, is just a Fox News clip. I don't remember it's a Democrat, pretty much trying to say, I don't know anybody who said they wanted illegals to have health care, and then, Fox News has the receipts, and she gets a little pissed. It's one of those gotcha videos.
Democratic Senator Jean Shaheen has been negotiating on the sidelines with the GOP, and she joins us now. Senator, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
Nice to be with you.
What?
That fucking the fucking her throat. That fucking gizzard.
She's that old. Give her a break, bro.
Gobble gobble.
She's old, man. Don't be a dick.
Fucking slap that around.
You are known
not as bad as Pam Bondi's. Pam Bondi has like a turkey gobbler.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell. She's got a Mitch McConnell neck.
Yeah, dude, that's rough, bro.
100%.
Be a moderate. You work on the other side of the aisle. You even voted for the break the filibuster back in March. Why have you decided not to support this bill right now?
Well, I think this is an opportunity for us to talk to each other. I think we can address both keeping the government open and the health care needs of so many of our people. There's urgency about this because we know that if we don't address the premium tax credits, the subsidies that so many people have been getting to help afford health insurance, that they're going to see their rates double by November. And health insurance companies right now this month are setting those rates. So we need to get together. We need to address this. This is an issue that affects both Democrats and Republicans. Over 70% of people who are getting those health insurance subsidies are in states that President Trump won.
Looking at her neck just had me touching my own neck.
Yeah. Is my neck good on camera?
I just noticed on camera I was sitting here going like this to my neck, like, oh, what the fuck?
56% of them are in Republican districts. I talked to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, and they say, we agree, this is a problem. So let's sit down, let's fix it. Let's come up with a time frame to do that.
So, Senator, part of the sticking point is that Section 2141 part of the bill, and that's the funding that a lot of Republicans are pointing to, that when you look at it, it can go to illegals in emergency hospitals and things like that. But Democrats are saying that's not true. But when you actually dive in the numbers there, that is a sticking point, and it is true, right?
Well, we know that Medicare, Medicaid, and the Affordable Care Act health insurance market all prohibit anybody who's illegal from getting access to health care. So if there are places...
Well, we just showed, Caroline Levitt just showed all those criminals were getting Medicaid.
Yeah.
And now she's saying that doesn't work? Like, come on.
What you're referring to is a provision that was put in place back when Ronald Reagan was president that said hospitals and emergency rooms had to treat people who showed up and needed care. So the idea that this is an effort to make sure that illegal immigrants can get health care is just not true.
But Senator,
I think all of us want to see any fraud and abuse that's part of the program addressed. You know, I was a governor. I worked very hard to make sure we got the best we could from every single tax dollar. And that's what I think most of us want at the federal level as well.
But Senator, to that point, and you know this, and I want, you're right that rule exists, and it was passed by Ronald Reagan. But during the big, beautiful bill, there was debate on this, and there were some modifications to that to remove, when it comes to some of those loopholes, they call it the California loophole, when it comes to some of the undocumented immigrants, the illegal immigrants, and some of the people that aren't Americans just yet, that may be going through the asylum process. They took that out during the big, beautiful bill. And it looks like Democrats are trying to stick that portion back in. So, you know, we can go back and forth on the small little details, but in fact, people that aren't in the country legal.
Well, that's not a small little detail. I would disagree with you. I think that big, beautiful bill was passed with totally Republican votes.
Right.
I'm not interested in seeing that we provide health care for illegal immigrants. What I am interested in seeing is that people who are going to get pushed out of their health insurance because we're not willing to extend those tax credits are really going to be hurt, and that's going to affect the whole health care system. So I think we can agree we all want to deal with waste and fraud. We all want to make sure that it's American citizens and legal Americans who are getting access to health care. The illegal immigrant is just a red herring that's designed to try and prevent people from talking about the real issue, which is how do we provide health insurance for people in this country?
You know, I say a little detail, you say a red herring, but the fact is, Senator.
I mean, dude, low end, there's 30 million illegal immigrants in this country. Low end. And she's trying to paint it out like it's this fucking small detail. This is the red herring.
Yeah, they all do that.
Yeah, it's that's the premise of the problem. Do you think healthcare would be cheaper if we could kick 30 million people out that most of them don't pay into the system at all? And as a whole, take more out of the system than they put in? Don't you think that would kind of lower the cost of healthcare just a little bit when we're not paying for, what is it? I think it's like, the statistic is like 1 in 10 people in America are illegal. That's fucking crazy.
That is wild.
You know, that's fucking crazy.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Listen, I'm agreeing with you. You're trying to make an issue where there isn't one.
No.
We agree.
Senator,
illegal immigrants should not be getting access to the Affordable Care Act marketplace.
100%, Senator. But what I'm saying is that members of your party are making this an issue.
Well, I can't speak for members of my party, and I don't think you're right. I think you're making it an issue. Vice President Vance is making it an issue, but I haven't heard anybody in my party saying that illegal immigrants should get access to the health insurance marketplace.
We're making it an issue.
And that's where she gets fucked by saying that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Actually, I have some tape of your Democratic Party members saying this on the debate stage. So they've all said it. Let's play the clip.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
My dad burned all his jeans after I gifted these, because these are the
what the But yeah, dude, I remember seeing this, and that's everybody. That's
Senator,
everybody that ran
that's
for
literally every
president.
member of your party, from moderate to more progressive, that
You
have
see
said
her
that
shake
in the
her head
past.
just a little
I've
bit.
seen
She's
them
like,
all
"Come on."
Oh yeah, because she knew she was fucked right there.
Yeah.
I beg to disagree with you. I have not said that in the past. In New Hampshire, we do not provide health insurance for illegal immigrants. We have never done that, and you're just wrong. So the question right now is, what are we going to do to ensure that we're not kicking 24 million Americans, raising their premiums for health insurance, doubling those, and kicking 4 million Americans off of their health insurance? And that's the urgent issue that we need to address. And people on both sides of the aisle are talking about, how do we work together to address that? That's what I think we need to do.
The Washington Post says that they feel like the Democrats are falling into the president's trap. And this is going to give him the opportunity to cut other programs that he wanted to do during DOGE. So do you feel like you're falling into a trap laid by the president?
Well, I think the president has been cutting programs and federal employees since he took office from day one.
So this woman just said, I'm going to go back a little.
Wanted to do during DOGE. So that
we need to address, doubling those, kicking 20. So the question right now is for illegal immigrants. I've said that in the past. In New Hampshire, we do not provide health insurance for illegal immigrants.
In New Hampshire, we do not provide health insurance for illegal immigrants, she just said. So I just looked that up real fast. And what it says is, no, the state of New Hampshire does not provide comprehensive health care coverage to undocumented immigrants, often referred to as illegal immigrants, though its public programs like Medicaid or the Children's Health Insurance Program, CHIP for short, undocumented individuals are eligible for full Medicaid benefits under both federal and state rules, and New Hampshire has not used state funds to extend coverage beyond federal minimums for this population. So they are getting health care.
Okay, so she's a liar. That's weird.
Yeah. What a surprise. Is the Democrats lying? Oh my God.
And you're just wrong. So the question right now is, what are we going to do to ensure that we're not kicking 24 million Americans, raising their premiums for health insurance, doubling those, and kicking 4 million Americans off of their health insurance? And that's the urgent issue that we need to address. And people on both sides of the aisle are talking about, how do we work together to address that? That's what I think we need to do.
The Washington Post says that they feel like the Democrats are falling into the president's trap. And this is going to give him the opportunity to cut other programs that he wanted to do during DOGE. So do you feel like you're falling into a trap laid by the president?
Well, I think the president has been cutting programs and federal employees since he took office from day one. So this is nothing new. The urgent issue for us now, and we need to come together on this, and I would hope that the president would work with congressional leadership to bring people together. That's when I was governor. When we had an issue that we disagreed on, I went to my Republican legislature and I said, let's sit down, let's figure out.
All right, we've heard enough of this tired old twat, but you get the picture.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing the best that she can, backpedaling for her own party, and saying like, "Oh, it's a red herring." You know, that's not really what we're advocating for. It's like, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Every Democrat that ran for president in 2019 raised their hand.
Yeah.
This is the entire point of the government shutdown. Stop trying to paint it like it's anything but.
Well, Luke, we'll keep up to date on this government shutdown. Anytime there's some type of press conference, we'll make sure to watch it.
Yeah.